Time for the 49ers Rush Podcast. And here's your host, John Chapman.
What is going on, 49ers fans? Faithful, sorry. People are going to be upset I didn't say it right. About to go out with the wifey on her birthday lunch, which I'm really excited about. She's still getting ready. I asked permission, so nobody can get mad at me for this one. But the 49ers come up with a trade. They come up with the trade. They trade for Randy Gregory, breaking news, from the Denver Broncos. If you watched the John and Wayne show this morning on Wayne's channel, I said defensive end's the biggest need. It's not even close on the 49ers. I really felt like Drake Jackson has played subpar after week one. I felt like Cleveland Farrell's had some decent games week 1 and week 2, fell off weeks 3 and 4. I did not see this coming. Shout out to my good friend Rick. He said, man, what do you think about trading for Randy Gregory? I said, hell no. Does not fit. Well, the 49ers are making a bet here that Randy Gregory will adhere to the culture that has been created. Now, we don't know the terms of the trade as far as compensation financially goes, but we do know the trade as far as just what was given up, and not much. 49ers basically gave up nothing. The 49ers gave up a 2024 6th rounder for Gregory and a 2024 7th rounder. Now, what makes this even more comical is the 49ers are going to be picking at the back end of the 6th round. The Denver Broncos are going to be picking at the top end of the 7th round. So you're talking about falling back maybe 10 spots, maybe 15 spots with the compensation picks, maybe 20. Yeah, so you're falling back maybe 10 to 20 spots, and that's about it. So, you're talking about trading pick 216 for pick 235. You know what I mean? Like, that's what this is. So you're basically giving up nothing, and the 49ers still have 12 picks next year in the draft. That doesn't change because you just changed the 6th round to a 7th round. And on top of that, you had 2 6th-round picks already. You have your own 6th-round pick, and then you have a comp pick in the 6th round for Emmanuel Mosley. Not sure which one of those that the Broncos are going to receive. You had 1 7th-round pick, which is your own. Now you're going to have 2. So you're going to have an earlier 7th and only 1 6th-round pick. But again, not sure which one of those we're trading. But let's talk about who Randy Gregory is. He's a damn good football player. Work ethic has been a concern throughout his college career in Nebraska. He was a character guy. Now, let's be honest about what character guy means, because when he was brought into the NFL, marijuana was his issue. That was his issue. Suspensions, all that kind of stuff, whatever. Well, that's not an issue anymore in the NFL, and thankfully, I'm glad that is the case. However, he's 2 years into a 5-year, $70 million deal with the Broncos. I don't know how financially this is going to work. That's what we've got to see. And if you guys see something that's put out there, I'm going to keep refreshing to see about the financial ramifications of this. We just went through the draft. We're giving up a 6th-round pick, getting 7th back, and that's it. But the question comes down to, will he adhere to the 49ers locker room? That's the question. The Niners have completely curved and stayed away from players like this all the way back since you drafted the first year Shanahan Lynch were here, Reuben Foster. They never went back to that. They stayed away from guys like this. Now, I need to do a bigger dive into what the main issues were, but the Denver Broncos played this guy top-tier money, and he has not been good with the Broncos. Last year, he played in 6 games for the Broncos, and he got 2 sacks. This year, he's played in every game. He's got 1 sack. So are you getting a top-tier player? No, I don't think so. But you're getting somebody with elite rushing ability, and that's really what he brings. He is not a 3-down defensive end. No. I really do believe this has to do with Drake Jackson's play. I do. I don't think that you make this deal if Drake Jackson is going to be a stud or had been a stud. We saw him week 1, and it was like, all right, this is going to work. And that dude has not showed up week 2, week 3, or week 4. Not that I'm giving up on Drake Jackson. That's not what I'm saying at all. However, when you are a championship roster and you have championship aspirations, don't allow the development of a young buck to hinder what your potential can be. You foster what the greatness you have on the defensive side, and then you try to make sure this isn't going to be the thing that stops us. Daryl, I appreciate the super chat. He says, what can Chris get out of this kid? Yeah, Chris Kusarek, that's huge. You've got Bosa, you've got Kinlaw, you've got, these guys, Hargrave, who's done it, Eric Armstead, who's done it, Kerry Hyder, who's a vet. You have these guys there that are bought in. They're bought in. And so I'm excited to see what this is going to look like. Now, I mean, this dude's got 19 and a half career sacks. It's not like he's a young buck anymore. He's 31 years old. When does he turn 32? He started, okay. So yeah, he's just 30 now. He turns 31 in November, the end of November. So he's still 30. So we'll see. The finances are the one thing that's making me scratch my head, because how much of this contract, now that's fully negotiable. And so we'll have to see what that looks like. But right off the bat, who's going to be, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't move Elijah Mitchell to IR to free up this spot. That's personally what I'm thinking probably is going to happen, but I don't know. That's conjecture. Do you move Kerry Hyder to the practice squad? He was kind of the last defensive end getting snaps. Also, Robert Beal Jr., who is still on IR. Haven't seen him yet. Doesn't look like he's got anything promising coming soon, especially with this trade, because I think, number one, this is a Drake Jackson move. Drake Jackson hasn't panned out yet. Not that they're giving up on him, but championship window, you don't wait for people to develop. You know what I'm saying? You go get it. And so I'm excited to see what he's going to bring. Do I think he plays this week? He can. Defensive end's like one of the easiest things. You let him go through the workout. Probably doesn't play this week, but maybe it's his old team. He was drafted by the Cowboys, right? It's a possibility. It's a possibility he goes out there and you just put him out there on a couple plays. There's not much playbook you got to learn. Bosa's going to show you where to light up, and you just blitz off the edge. It's pretty damn simple. And so, yeah, I think this is smart as long as the finances are safe. But based on the fact that it was just a late pick swap, I don't think you're really going to get that much. If we look at over the cap, I mean, the trade, we'll have to see what this looks like, because they were about to release him and just get like all of it. He doesn't have any guaranteed salary. That's huge. So for next year, 0 guaranteed salary. For 2025, there's an option, 0 guaranteed salary. For 2026, 0 guaranteed salary. His roster bonuses are tiny. Yeah, the dead cap is already almost gone. I think it's going to cost the 49ers like $2 million to keep this dude on the roster. That's just based off of what I'm seeing, but the cap hit seems tiny. We'll have to see. And again, everything is always negotiable, so we'll see. I'm not sure what this is going to look like. We'll just have to see, but I can tell you this. The Niners got more talented at their worst position. No doubt about that. The buy-in cost, right? We're a betting show. The buy-in cost for getting this guy added to your roster, dirt cheap. Dirt cheap. This is a flyer, but you're taking a flyer on your 5th or 6th defensive end. And that's okay. That's all right. Now, I think you move full speed ahead, and if Randy Gregory kind of surprises you, if he does play this week, I'd say probably 10 snaps most. Next week, maybe 15, 20 snaps. If we look at, let's pull up his Pro Football Focus. I don't have much time. I got 3 more minutes until I get to go to my birthday lunch with my awesome wife, who is incredible, and I'm so thankful she lets me record as she is finishing getting ready. Let's look. Okay, so far this year, he's got 154 snaps. Dude's playing a lot of ball. Week 1 against Vegas, no pressures. No 1 assisted tackle, no solo stops. Week 2 against Washington, he played 47 snaps. 32 of those were pass rush. He's not a 3-down defensive end. 3 pressures, 3 solo stops. That's a good game. Then against Miami, he was terrible. 34 snaps, 1 pressure. Chicago, 33 snaps, 3 pressures. So he's getting some pressure. He's got 2 penalties, 1 sack, 1 quarterback hit, 5 hurries. Nothing great so far, but 6'5", 242. This is a speed bend guy off the edge. That's where he's made all of his things out of Nebraska. He was great out of Nebraska. And, everybody had a first-round grade on him, but because of the marijuana and the suspensions and all that stuff, he went in the second round at the end to Jerry Jones. So, yeah, this is fun, man. And I love everybody kept asking me, like, oh, Niners going to make this huge move. And I was like, no, that's not what they do. That's not what they do. They wait on teams to flounder, Broncos, and they wait on talent that they can get on the cheap. It's bargain bin, man. That's what this is. Not that Randy Gregory's bargain bin. That's all I'm saying at all. But look at what you paid. You swapped a 6th for a 7th round pick next year. You didn't even give up a pick. And you dropped back maybe 15 spots in the draft overall. So from pick 216 to pick 240. You know what I mean? Like, what do you do? Like, not a big deal. And you just get to see if he fits. And guess what? If he doesn't fit, cut your losses, move on. And I hate saying that whenever it's tied to people and humans, because I don't want to treat anybody like that, but that's the nature of the business. NFL, not for long. But that's what we got. 49ers increasing their roster. Do I think he's going to have a big impact this week? I do not. I know it's against the Cowboys. Don't care. It hasn't been on the Cowboys for years. And so I don't think this has any ramifications for this week. But you've got an extra guy to go opposite of Bosa that can come in on just pass rushing situations only. Again, I think this is a Drake Jackson move. I think this is a Robert Bill Jr. move. They are not stepping up to what you were hoping you would get with the Young Bucks. So you fortify and you diversify your pass rush portfolio. That's what I should have led with, man. That was good stuff right there. So overall, good deal. The Niners get better. Excited about that. That's going to do it. I'm going to go celebrate the wifey. You guys keep celebrating the 49ers. And until next time, stay strong, faithful.